Good morning, everybody. My name's Simon Cianco. I'm the head of the Wastewater Networks team here at Northumbrian Water. In an ideal world, all of us and all of our customers would be able to flush the toilets, empty the kitchen sink, and not think twice about what then happens as sewage and wastewater leaves people's homes. And ideally, that waste would travel through our sewer network to the wastewater treatment works, be treated, and then be returned to the environment without hassle and without any drama. The reality, though, is far from that. On our wastewater network, every year we experience approximately 12,000 blockages. And blockages are bad news, and the bad news for a number of reasons. Quite often, if we have a blockage, that sewage and that wastewater will back up in our sewer network and it will escape, and it can either escape into people's homes, be it through the toilet, be it in the bottom of the shower tray, and flood customers internally. It can back up and escape from the sewer network into people's gardens, and that's something we call external sewer flooding. Or alternatively, it can back up and escape in our local environment and enter rivers and present itself at the beach, and it can pollute. And in some cases, we can even kill fish and other wildlife. So it can flood people's homes or we can pollute the environment. In some other cases, it might just impede customers from using some of the facilities because customers might experience slow drainage of wastewater, with, for example, when they're flushing the toilets. All those things together are clearly bad news and things that we do want to avoid. The other reason as a business we want to drive down the number of blockages is because it stops us achieving some of our main goals. As a business, we want to be the national leader in the provision of water and wastewater services. And what that means is we want all of our performance metrics to be in the top half of the industry league table. Now, blockages and our blockage performance actually stops us from achieving that. So, for example, with sewer flooding in the last regulatory year, our internal flooding performance, so that's when sewage escaped into people's homes, we were actually the 8th worst company in the industry out of 10. And with external sewer flooding, we were actually bottom of the industry. So that level of performance is nowhere near where we want to be. Similarly, that level of performance and with blockages and with flooding can also cost us millions and millions of pounds in fines. So if our sewer flooding performance, for example, continues this year like it did last year, we are in for a fine of approximately £15 million. Now that's money that we haven't budgeted and planned to spend on fines. And if we do get fined that way, then it's going to stop us investing in other assets. And it potentially stops us from reducing bills for our customers in the future, as we'd hoped to. So what do we know about blockages? Well, the reality is we've known for a while that 2/3 of all our blockages on our network are caused as a result of customer misuse and customer behaviour. So that's where our customers will typically put things like fats, oils and greases, other unflushables such as wet wipes, these bloody things, and another items down the toilet that should really be put in the bin. Now, we've known about this for a while, and actually late last year we launched our own campaign to try and drive down wet wipes, because wet wipes are actually the biggest individual contributor to blockages. So we launched a campaign called Bin the Wipe in late 2019. And this was all about changing customer behaviour. So instead of putting wet wipes down the toilet, customers would increasingly put the wet wipes in the bin. So we tried a number of different things, including giving some customers bathroom bins to encourage customers to put the wet wipe in the bin rather than the toilet. But our most successful trial was where we talked to customers, we tried to educate them, encourage them to use the bin. But then where customers continued to put wet wipes down the toilet, we introduced a lot of different tracing equipment into the sewer network, which allowed us to trace and identify those individual customers that were putting wet wipes down the toilet. What we then said to them customers was, if you continue to do this, if you continue to put the wet wipes down the toilet, we will look to recharge our costs. And then if you continue to ignore us, we will ultimately look to take you to court and prosecute you, using some of the powers we've got as a business under the Water Industry Act. Now, the good news is that approach we trialled in Stockton for 4 months early in 2020, achieved a 61% reduction in the number of wet wipes in our sewer network. And at the same time, we saw a massive drop off in the number of blockages within our sewer network. So we know if we can try some different things, if we can educate customers, if we can change their minds, change the behaviours, we will reduce the number of wet wipes in our sewer network and therefore the number of blockages.